Good evening and welcome to session 2 of day 5 of the UCI 2022 Masters Track Cycling World Championships in Los Angeles. Got a packed program this evening with match sprinting for the age groups 65, 69, 70, 74, and 75 plus, as well as team pursuits for the men 35 to 44, and points races for 45 to 49 and 50 to 54. Our first event will be the semifinal ride number 1 for men 65 to 69. Those riders should be heading through bike check and getting into the ready area, as we will be starting the racing 3 minutes from now with Heat 1 with our top seed coming out of the Flying 200s, Jim Alvord and Steve Cronshaw of Great Britain. Alvord of the United States and Cronshaw of Great Britain. In Heat 2, we'll have our second fastest seed, Kurt Sato, of the United States, racing against Aaron Seiken, our third fastest qualifier in the 200. These riders got here by getting through the 1/8 and quarterfinals in session number 1. Go back and watch those on YouTube if you wish. But this is the beginning of session 2 of day 5 of the 2022 Masters Track World Championships. Cronshaw in the white helmet and the blue skin suit drew the inside position, obliged to lead the first part of the first lap unless overtaken. Alvord in red with the black helmet is riding behind. Two laps to go. This is a 3-lap race. This is the first ride in a best-of-3 series to decide who goes to the finals, in which heat. Winners go to race for gold and silver. Losers in these heats go on to race for 3rd and 4th. Alvord closing the distance on Cronshaw as they come into the bell lap. Cronshaw gets the pole. Alvord has to use his speed to come around. And Alvord crosses the line first. Coming up next, heat 2 of 2 in the semifinals. This will be ride number 1 between Aaron Seiken and Kurt Sato. Here's Aaron Seiken in black, has drawn the inside position. Kurt Sato in white. Be starting from the outside position. And Aaron Seiken rolls out first. Only about 1/100th of a second separating these two riders in that flying 200 time trial for qualifying this morning. So both of these riders very closely matched on speed. So it's probably going to come down to tactics to decide the winner in this race. Going to come around and get Bell to go. Sato trying to move up alongside. Hits the 200-meter line first, ever so slightly, trying to get around Seiken cleanly. Comes back down to the pole. And Kurt Sato takes the first ride. That's the first ride in a best-of-3 series between these two gentlemen. We'll see them again a little bit later in the program as we now move on to Heat 1, Ride 1 of Heat 1 of the semifinal round for men 70-74. So it looks like we're calling up our riders now. in ride one of heat one of the semifinal round of the men's 70-74 sprint, Mark Rodemaker of the United States has drawn the inside position. Colin Claxton of New Zealand will be starting from the outside position. Rodemaker in the blue and white of Performance Cycle Coaching. Colin Claxton in the white and black of New Zealand. And both riders rolling out on the 45-degree Siberian pine banking of the VELO Sports Center. 2 stories tall in the turns. Claxton, the fastest qualifier, comes to the front. Bell and 1 to go. Claxton, the faster qualifier, getting a bit of daylight on Rodemaker, hits the 200-meter line first. Rodemaker trying to make up ground as they come through the final turn, now heading for home. And Claxton takes the first ride, 1 step closer to a gold medal. I've been informed that rider number 152, Alvord, has been relegated in ride 1 of heat 1 for not holding their line during the final sprint. A relegation for Alvord, rider 152, for not holding their line in the final sprint. We now move on to ride 1 of heat 2 of the men's 70-74 sprint semifinal between Marc d'Angleterre of France and Christian Mousselet of France. D'Angleterre will start from the inside position. He's in the light blue skin suit with long sleeves. Mousselet will be coming up on the outside. He has short sleeves. D'Angleterre and Mousselet, 2nd and 3rd fastest qualifiers respectively. And ride 1 of heat 2 in the semifinal round of the sprinting for men 70-74 is underway. D'Angleterre in front of Mousselet. Mousselet trying to come up alongside. Coming into the bell lap, bell and 1 to go. Mousselet has the longer way to come around. D'Angleterre owns the sprinter's lane, and D'Angleterre gets across first. He will win he takes the first ride. We are now moving on to ride number one of heat number one of the semifinal round for men's 75 plus. This will be the first ride in this tournament for Jeff Cook, as he's had byes up to this point, having been the fastest qualifier. He'll be his opponent in the red, Earl Henry of Trinidad and Tobago. It's our fourth fastest qualifier. And he'll be coming up alongside momentarily. While Jeff Cook of Great Britain stands at the ready at the starting line. And Jeff Cook takes them out. Earl Henry rolls to the front. Two laps to go. Henry checking over his shoulders. Once again, this is the semi-final round. This is the first ride in a best-of-3 series. Winner will go on to race for gold and silver in the World Championship. And Earl Henry picking it up. He'll hit that 200-meter line first. Jeff Cook with the longer way to come around. Comes up and crosses first. He will take the first ride. Coming up next, heat 2 of 2 in the semifinal round for men 75 plus. Ronald Hickson of Australia has drawn the inside position. James Kloss of the United States will be starting from the outside. In the second ride, the positions will be reversed to negate any advantage or disadvantage to the riders for a particular starting position. If it is tied at the end of 2 rides, it'll go to a third tie-breaking ride, the decider. So Hickson in purple with the white helmet, Kloss in blue with the red helmet. Hickson starting to pick up the pace as they come into the bell lap. Hickson holding Kloss off through the turn. On the straights, Kloss building ground. They hit that 100-meter line almost side by side. Hickson with the shorter line around. It's going to come right down to the start-finish line. It's going to be Hickson crossing first. How about a round of applause for both of these gentlemen? Jim Kloss and Ronald Hickson. We'll be seeing them again in ride number 2 a little bit later in the program. Our next event is ride number 2 for the men's 65 to 69. In heat number 1, Alvord will be starting from the inside position this time. Steve Cronshaw of Great Britain will be starting from the outside position. Alvord in red with the black helmet, Cronshaw in blue and white. Alvord and Cronshaw coming into 2 laps to go. Bell and 1 to go. Alvord hits the 200-meter line first, but Cronshaw with a good run-up coming out of the turn, going to come up alongside. Alvord ever so slightly in front coming out of the turn, and Alvord will take the second ride. That will send it to a decider. Coming up next, ride number 2 in heat number 2. This time, Kurt Sato will be starting from the inside position, Aaron Seiken from the outside position. Once again, just a little bit more than 1/100th of a second separated these two in qualifying. Each of them is undefeated up to this point. Saiken in the outside in black, Sato in white. Saiken rolls up to the front. And where Saiken hit the 200-meter line first, Sato is now opening up a bit of daylight. Sato will take it in 2. He will advance to the gold medal final. Saiken will race for bronze. Up next, ride 2 of heat 1 of the semifinal round of sprints for men 70 to 74. Colin Claxton will be starting from the inside position in the black and white. Rodemaker in the outside position in the blue and white. Claxton won from the front in the last ride. Might be satisfied. Stay in that position until the final sprint this time. About 0.3 of a second separating these two racers in qualifying. Speed's increasing. Bell signifies 1 lap to go. Claxton opening up a gap on Rodemaker. Hits the 200-meter line first. Rodemaker slowly closing, but he's running out of runway, and Claxton takes it in 2. Coming up next, ride number 2 in heat number 2 of the semifinal round for men 70 to 74. Marc D'Angleterre of France and Christian Mousselet of France. Mousselet will start from the inside position. He's in the blue and the white with the short sleeves. D'Angleterre, long sleeves, light blue skin suit. Mousselet coming up to the line. He'll get a free lap. And D'Angleterre comes to the front again. He won from the front last time. Mousselet would like to mix it up a bit, get himself to the front. D'Angleterre doesn't look like he wants to let that happen. Still 2 laps to go. Now with Mousselet in front, D'Angleterre is doing 30% less work as they come into the final lap. Sits there in his opponent's draft. With a well-timed jump, he can come around. D'Angleterre's qualified at about 5/100ths of a second faster than Mousselet, which might not be enough. And Mousselet will send it to a decider. So we will see those 2 gentlemen racing again in ride number 3 of the semifinal round for men 70-74. In ride 2 of heat 1 of the semifinal round of the men's 75 plus, Earl Henry will start from the inside position. Jeff Cook, the outside position. So Earl Henry, Trinidad Tobago in the red, leading out for at least the first part of the first lap. Henry came to the front in the last ride, which Jeff Cook won. Well, he may or may not want to try it again. 2 laps to go. Jeff Cook, the fastest qualifier. Earl Henry, the 4th fastest qualifier. Earl Henry winding it up. Jeff Cook comes over the top again and wins again. He will go to the heat for gold and silver in the final round. Earl Henry to compete for bronze and 4th place. Coming up next, ride number 2 in heat number 2 of the semifinal round of the match sprinting for men 75 plus. Jim Kloss will start from the inside position this time. Hickson in purple with the white helmet will start from the outside position. Jim Kloss in the light blue in front. Oh, and Hickson has now come to the front. Hickson won the last ride from the front. Jim Kloss right on his wheels. They hit the 200-meter line. Kloss now trying to run up on the back eight. Not quite even as they hit the 100-meter line. Hickson on the inside with the shorter distance. Kloss gaining ground, and Kloss will send it to a decider. So we're going to see 3rd rides in each of the age brackets, starting with the 65 to 69 men, heat number 1, ride number 3 coming up next. And it appears Albert has drawn the inside position. Albert in red with the black helmet, Cronshaw in white and blue, the outside position. Albert was the fastest qualifier in this age group. Cronshaw using the banking, gets a gap on Albert coming into the bell lap. Albert with ground to make up. Cronshaw hits the 200-meter line first. Still a big gap to Albert. And Cronshaw wins the decider. He will race for Sato. He will race against Sato for the gold and silver. Albert will go up against Saikin. Coming up next, ride number 3 of heat number 2 in the semifinal round for the men 70 to 74. Between Marc d'Angleterre of France and Christian Mousselet of France, each with 1 victory apiece. Winner will race for gold against Colin Claxton. The other rider will race for bronze against Mark Rodemaker in the United States. '65 to '69 men in the minor final for 5 through 8. You should be going through bike check, as should 70 to 74 and 75 plus. Men in the minor finals 5 through 8, please proceed to bike check. We have 1 more deciding ride after this one, and then you'll be up. Soleil looking to get things going early. Taking it long. Mousselet in front of d'Angleterre as they come into the bell lap. Mousselet hits the 200-meter line first. Gap widening as Mousselet comes onto the home straight. And Mousselet wins the decider. He will go race against Claxton for gold. d'Angleterre will race against Rodemaker in the final. Coming up now, third and deciding ride in heat number 2, the semifinal round for men 75 plus between James Kloss and Ronald Hickson. We may still be inside the 10 mandated minutes between races. So the starter will call the riders up when it's been 10 minutes since their last race between Ronald Hickson and James Kloss. Okay, so once again, we're waiting for the mandated time between races. Finish up for our riders Ronald Hickson and James Kloss before they go on to ride number 3 in their semifinal round. Coming up after this will be the minor finals, so races for 5th through 8th place for the men 65 to 69, 70 to 74, and 75 plus. We will then resume with the rides in the final round of sprinting for these 3 age groups before having the men's team pursuit races and the points races. First of the 2 points races this evening will be for the 45 to 49. The second one will be for the 50 to 54, which had so many entrants. We had qualifying races this morning to get a full field of 20. In that 50 to 54 points race this evening. Once again, be sure to follow at VELO Sports Center on all of the socials. They're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. In fact, we'd like to thank our YouTube audience joining us this evening for the racing. Okay, Ronald Hickson being brought up to the line. Looks like he's drawn the inside position. James Kloss, the outside position. Kloss in the light blue with the red and black helmet. Hickson in purple with a white helmet. These two riders fairly closely matched in qualifying. Second and third fastest riders. Each has won one ride. In fact, it's been the rider that drew the inside position and led for most of the race that ended up winning. In the previous two rides. These men have been racing all day. Started with 200-meter qualifying at 9 o'clock this morning. Through the 1/8 rounds, quarters, and now the semis. Hickson still up front, hits the 200-meter line first. Kloss close behind him. Kloss out of the saddle, trying to get up and around. He'll have the longer way to come around as they come through the turn. Hickson still leading as they come out of the turn. And Hickson, I think? Yes, okay. Hickson wins the decider. He will go race against Cook for the final. Jim Kloss will race Earl Henry. All right, so up next, our minor finals for men 65 to 69. Jean-Pierre Guinevere, Steve Small, James Joseph, and James Teal. In this 5 through 8 final, they'll still be racing 3 laps, but we'll have 4 men on the track at a time. Four up. Looks like Small might have drawn the inside position. Thiel in the striped skin suit on the outside with the white helmet. Guinevere is supposed to be in the number 1 position. Okay, so Guinevere, Small, Joseph, and Teal in that order. Joseph in the number 3 position. This is the men's 65 to 69 minor final to determine 5th through 8th place. 70 to 74 minor final will be next. Teal comes to the front. And a false start. We'll bring him back around. Okay, Guinevere and Small back at the start line. Like we're going to put James Joseph in the #1 position. Rider 169. And Teal comes to the front again, opens the gap, he's going to go long. James Joseph chasing, along with the others. 2 laps to go. Teal, Joseph, Small, Guinevere. Fellon 1 to go. Teal, Joseph, Small, Guinevere. Still that order, gap starting to close. Teal, Joseph. It's gonna be Joseph, Teal, Small, and Guinevere in that order. Unofficially, of course. Okay, medical is needed. So there will be a delay until the start of our next event while we take care of our rider and the track.
Sarge, Etmez? Etmez Nas?
All right, we're getting ready for our next event. That will be the minor final for the men 70 to 74. Robert Barber of Great Britain has come up to the line in the black and yellow. I believe he's drawn the inside position. We should have Henry Shibata next to him, Lawrence Zabo in the third position, and Vion McReynolds in the number 4 position at the top of the track. This is the minor final for men 70 to 74. We'll have the minor final for men 75 plus next. And then we'll roll right into ride number 1 of the final round of the sprinting for men 65 to 69. So Barber comes to the front, Shibata in the second position, Zabo third position, and McReynolds the fourth position. So rolling off as they were ordered. Zabo now at the front, Barber behind, McReynolds, and then Shibata. Two laps to go. Zabo at the front, Barber behind, McReynolds and Shibata. Bell and 1 to go. Barber trying to get around Zabo. Two riders down, and McReynolds and Shibata continue on. Stay high, gentlemen. The riders on the apron. Stay high, stay high. A warning has been issued to rider 140, Lawrence Zabo, for not holding their line during the final sprint. Okay, I've been informed we will be resuming racing. Our next event is the minor final for 5th through 7th for the men's 75 plus. In this heat, Jim Turner will be starting from the inside position, Jerry Powell from the second position, William Nelson of Canada from the outside. Okay, and so it's Turner at the bottom in green, Powell in the middle in red, and Nelson on the outside in white. With 2 to go, Turner is in front of Powell, who's in front of Nelson. Bell and 1 to go. Turner on the inside, Powell on the outside. Turner hits the 200-meter line first. Powell draws up even as they hit the 100 meters, now falling a little bit behind as Turner has the shorter way around. Coming down the line, and it's Powell over Turner. 7th place will go to William Nelson of Canada. That concludes the minor final sprinting. We will now go to the first ride in the final round of the men's 65 to 69. Our first heat is ride 1 of the heat to determine 3rd and 4th place. Jim Alvord of the United States will be starting from the inside position in red with the black helmet. Aaron Seiken, also of the United States, will be starting from the outside position. He's wearing a black skin suit. Two 100ths of a second separating these two riders in qualifying. Alvord rode an 11.82, Seiken an 11.84. Alvord hits the 200-meter line first. Seiken with ground to make up. Closes the gap as it comes up to the line. Ooh, Alvord gets across first. And in a pairing that is a rematch of the 2018 World Championships in Los Angeles, Steve Cronshaw of Great Britain will be going up against Kurt Sato of the United States. Cronshaw will start ride number 1 from the inside position. Kurt Sato of the United States will start from the outside position. Men 70 to 74. You are up next. D'Angleterre, Rodemaker, Claxton, and Mousselet. Cronshaw in the blue and white. Sato, white sleeves, white torso to a skin suit, black shorts. Two laps to go. Cronshaw in front of Sato as they come into the bell lap. Sato trying to come up alongside, hits the 200-meter line first. Put some daylight between himself and Cronshaw. And Sato will take the first ride. Coming up, the first ride in the heat to determine 3rd and 4th place for the men 70 to 74. Marc D'Angleterre of France will start from the inside. Marc Rodemaker of the United States will start from the outside. D'Angleterre in the light blue, Rodemaker in the dark blue. Two laps to go. D'Angleterre, the faster qualifier, hits the 200-meter line first. A little bit of a gap on Rodemaker. D'Angleterre takes the first ride. One step closer to the bronze medal for Marc D'Angleterre. Up next, ride one in the final round. The men's sprint in the heat to determine first and second place between Colin Claxton and Christian Mousselet. Claxton of New Zealand, Mousselet of France. Claxton has drawn the inside position. He has the long sleeves and the black helmet. Mousselet, short sleeves and a white helmet. Claxton in front, Mousselet behind, 2 laps to go. Mousselet coming up alongside, now in front on the outside, fell lap. Mousselet drops into the pole. Hits the 200-meter line first. Claxton, the faster qualifier. And Mousselet crosses the line first. He will take the first ride. Coming up next, ride number 1 in the heat to determine 3rd and 4th place for the men's 75 plus. James Kloss of the United States has drawn the inside position. Earl Henry of Trinidad and Tobago will start from the outside position. He's in red, Kloss in light blue. And I've just been informed that the stakes are a little bit higher in this race because both Jim and Earl are 85 plus, so they're actually racing for a gold medal. Jim Kloss hits the 200-meter line first. And Jim Kloss wins the first ride. Coming up next, ride number 1 in the heat to determine first and second place between Jeff Cook of Great Britain and Ronald Hickson of Australia. Cook has drawn the inside position. He's in blue and yellow with the mostly black helmet. Hickson of Australia has in purple with a white helmet. Our next event will be ride number 2 for the men's 65 to 69, starting off with Sykin and Alvord. Hickson now comes to the front. Bell and 1 to go. Hickson comes down to the pole. Hits the 200-meter line first. Cook, the faster qualifier by a second, has a longer way to come around, and Cook takes the first ride. So Sykin will start from the inside position. He's in black. Alvord in red will start from the outside position. Alvord won the first ride. If he wins this one, wins the bronze medal. If Sykin wins, sends it to a decider. Sykin in front, Albert behind. 2 laps to go. Sykin hits the 200-meter line first, Albert behind. Drag racing down the back straight, Sykin holding off Albert. They come out of the turn, Sykin in front of Albert, and Sykin holds off Albert. He will send it to a decider. Coming up next, ride 2 in the final round of the heat to determine first and second place between Kurt Sato and Steve Cronshaw. Sato will be starting from the inside position this time. Once again, this is the second ride in a best of 3. Kurt Sato won the first ride. Cronshaw wins this one. He sends it to the decider, just like Aaron Sykin did in the previous heat. Cronshaw on the inside puts a gap between him and Sato with 2 laps to go. Sato trying to close it up as they come into the bell lap. Cronshaw still with a little bit of a gap as he hits the 200-meter line. Sato now on the hip of Cronshaw, coming up alongside and around at the 100 meters. It is Sato taking it into your new world champion for men 65 to 69. Coming up next, ride number 2 in the heat to determine 3rd and 4th place for the men 70 to 74. Mark Rodemaker will start from the inside position. Marc d'Angleterre of France in the light blue will start from the outside position. He has a white helmet, Rodemaker a black helmet. D'Angleterre comes to the front. He won from the front before. 2 laps to go. Fell and one to go, D'Angleterre in front. Holding a gap on Rodemaker as he comes through the turn. And D'Angleterre uses his speed to take it in two. He is your bronze medalist. Coming up next, ride number 2 in the heat to determine first and second place in the final round of the sprinting for men 70 to 74. Christian Mousselet will start from the inside position, Colin Claxton the outside position. Mousselet won the last ride, taking himself one step closer to the World Championship. Claxton can move himself one step closer by winning this ride. Claxton comes to the front. Claxton was in front in the last heat. Mousselet came around. Fell and one to go for Colin Claxton and Christian Mousselet. Claxton hits the 200-meter line first. Claxton holding speed as they come down the home straight, and at the line, looked like Claxton got across to me. Yep. Claxton sends it to a decider. We'll see both of those gentlemen racing again later in the program. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Claxton and Christian Mousselet. Giving you 3 races for the price of 2. Coming up next, that gold medal ride for the 85 plus between Earl Henry and James Kloss. Earl Henry will start from the inside position this time. Jim Kloss from the outside. Sorry, 80 plus, sorry, 80 plus. I was given bad information. Kids these days, it's hard to keep them apart. So I've been informed that rider in that previous heat between Mousselet and Claxton, rider 133 received a warning for failure to obey the commissary's instructions at the start of the race. A warning to rider 133. In ride 2 of the final round for men 80 plus, Earl Henry in the red for Trinidad and Tobago is in front of Jim Kloss in the light blue. Jim Kloss of the United States. Jim won the first ride from the front. Bell and 1 to go. Earl Henry still out of the saddle, picking it up, while still holding off Jim Kloss as he comes down to the line. Kloss on the outside, and Kloss takes it in 2. He's your 80-plus world champion. We now move into the second ride in the heat to determine first and second place for the men's 75 plus between Jeff Cook and Ronald Hickson. Cook won the last ride. He started from the inside position. This time Hickson will start from the inside position. Men's team pursuit comes next. 35-44, you should be through bike check for the team pursuit as we are finishing the men's 75 plus ride number 2. Ride number 3 for the sprints will occur after the 2 heats of team pursuit. Coming up next. Team pursuiters, you should be in the ready area. So Cook has come to the front. And Hickson uses the banking to get a gap on Cook. Cook closing it in, draws up even halfway through the turn, and crosses the line first, takes it into Jeff Cook, your world champion for men's 75 plus. Our next event, the team pursuit for men 35 to 44. First team up is going to be HFH, Killian Jones, Tack McKeno, Vin Tran, and Brian Schwartz. So this will be a 4-kilometer, 16-lap race against the clock. Fastest team becomes world champion. Second fastest, silver medalist. Time taken off of the third rider at the end of the 4-kilometer, 16 laps. At least 3 riders need to finish, as the time is taken off of the third rider. Riders in the slipstream, 30% less energy. And heat 1 of 2 is off and underway. They'll be setting the time to beat. HFH. .29.97, the opening lap. And they're down to 3. Schwartz with the big pull to get him up to speed. Coming up on that 1K split. A 1:18.314, 1:18.314. Nine laps to go. Coming up on the halfway point, 8 laps in, 8 laps to go. The next time they hit the home straight, Team HFH. .2K split, 2:35.934, 2:35.934, 46 kilometers per hour from a standing start. And a gap to the third rider, time taken off of the third rider at the end of the 16-lap distance. 3K split off man 3 is a 4:04.365. Two laps to go. Bell and 1 to go. Time will be taken off the third rider. HFH finishes with the time to beat 5:34.223. 5:34.223. Coming up next, heat 2 of 2. Go fast and turn left. Andrew Crater, Matt Hers, Carl Hofer, and Jordan Rapp. And heat 2 of 2 is off and underway. Go fast and turn left. Andrew Crater, Matt Hers, Carl Hofer, and Jordan Rapp. Fastest opening lap so far with a 25.573. Our next event will be Ride 3 for the bronze medal heat of the 65 to 69 men. They should be in the ready area. New best time at the 1K, a 1:18.265. Sub 17-second laps. Nine laps to go, coming up on the halfway point, 8 laps in, 8 laps to go, and the 2K split. Fastest 2K so far by 10 seconds with a 2:25.319. Coming up on the 3K split with 1K to go. New best time by 32 seconds, a 3:32.437. 3:32.437. Really cranking it up in this final kilometer. Low 16-second laps, Bell and 1 to go. Sub 16-second lap as they come into the final lap. We will see a new best time. Time taken off of the third rider. New best time, 4:38.067. 4:38.067. Your world champions go fast and turn left, and that they did. So our next event, ride number 3 in the final round for the men 65 to 69 in the heat for 3rd and 4th place between Jim Alvord and Aaron Syken. Seiken has drawn the inside position. Alvord will be starting from the outside. The rider who started on the inside won each of the previous rides. See if that streak continues or not. Men 45-49 points race, please come to bike check. Men's 45 to 49 points race, please come to bike check. Thank you. 2 laps to go. Seiken in front of Alvord. And Alvord comes to the front. Bell and 1 to go. Seiken closing in as they come onto the home straight. It's going to come right down to the line. Seiken look to get across first. Yes, Seiken wins the decider and the bronze medal. Let's give both of these gentlemen a big round of applause. As we bring up ride number 3 for the heat to determine first and second place between Colin Claxton and Christian Mousselet. (45 to 49). Please proceed to bike check now. Thank you. Immediately. Yep. And it appears that Claxton has drawn the inside position. Ironically, it's been the rider that started from the outside that has won the previous rides in this pairing. That pattern didn't seem to matter last time. Claxton in front of Mousselet, 2 laps to go, both riders low and in the pole. Bell and 1 to go, Claxton in front, Mousselet on his wheel. Claxton hits the 200-meter line first. Mousselet now trying to make his run on the outside. Claxton trying to use his speed. Coming into the home stretch, going to come right down to the line, and it's going to be Mousselet. Mousselet of France, world champion, Claxton, silver medalist. Give a big round of applause to both of these gentlemen. 3 races. Christian Stankiewicz of Poland, this is your last chance to go to bike check. Christian Stankiewicz, 398. This is going to be a 20-kilometer, 80-lap points race for men 45 to 49. There will be 8 sprints. Points will be awarded 5, 3, 2, and 1 to in the first 7 sprints. 10, 6, 4, and 2. The points are doubled in the final sprint. Riders that lap the field gain 20 points. Riders lap by the field lose 20 points. And riders are placed according to their point totals at the end of the designated distance. If you love anaerobic math, do I have an event for you? So in this points race, we have Allington, Blas, Cattell, Cox, Dubauskas, Gobian, Heatley, Kozel, Mackay, Slack, Stankiewicz, Stott, and Rupp. All right, and there's rolling out. Please keep your speed up. And they're racing. 80 laps, 20 kilometers, 8 sprints, 1 world champion. Wilson Blas rings it across the line, 29 miles an hour. .77 laps to go. 7 laps to go until the first sprint. Noah Slack at the front. A little less than a mile to go. So they come around and see 76 laps to go. Mile to the first of 8 sprints. And our first attack of the day. 379 Jeremy Cattell getting away at 40 miles an hour. Group recognizing the danger and they're on top of it. That attack neutralized with 73 laps to go, 750 meters to go for points. .396 Slack keeping himself up at the front. 2 laps, 500 meters to go for points. Stott at the front. There's the bell. Here comes the sprint. 376 leading it out. That's Chris Allington of New Zealand. Allington of New Zealand picks up the first 5 points at 35 miles an hour. So it was 376 Allington picking up 5 points, 400 Stott picking up 3, 388 Mackay at 2 points, and 379 Jeremy Cattell picking up 1. Everyone else tied for 5th place with 0 points. And with 67 to go, Kazel goes off the front. 386. Quickly caught. Counterattack now. 4 riders away from the field ever so slightly. And Cattell bringing it back together. .65 laps to go, 5 laps outside the second of 8 sprints. Tell bringing him through at 30 miles an hour. And we've got an attack, a breakaway happening, 63 laps to go. 400. That's Justin Stott. Field is not chasing. Stott with about a quarter lap on the field. .32 miles an hour from Stott. Cattell now looking to chase it down. Justin Stott of New Zealand. Bell and 1 to go for Stott and the field. Cattell at the front. The field is flying. And 376 picking up the big 5 that time. That's Chris Allington, your leader already on points. That was a 35-mile-an-hour lap. .59 laps to go. So 376, Allington picks up another 5. 379, Cattell picks up another 3. 400 Stott picks up another 2, and 405 Rupp from Switzerland picks up 1. So Chris Allington of New Zealand leads with 10. Justin Stott of New Zealand's in second place with 5. Jeremy Cattell is in third place with 4. Justin Mackay of Great Britain has 2. Martin Rupp has 1. And most others have not. So breakaway group off the front. Hazel and Stott. Dubauskas of Lithuania looking to bridge. Riders that lap the field, and these three gentlemen have a half a lap on the field, gain 20 points. That's worth 4 first places in the intermediate sprints. Solid half lap for the Dubauskas, Kazel, Stott group. No concerted chase coming from the field, 54 laps to go. Dubauskas, Kazel, and Stott within striking distance of the field with 3 laps to go for the next sprint. Two laps to go, 500 meters to go for points. There's the bell. So Cattell picks up the big 5 that time. Looks like Cox picked up 3. So it was 379 Cattell picking up 5, 380 Cox with 3, 376 Allington with 2, 405 Rupp with 1. But your leader right now, because of the lap taken and the points given, first place 400 Justin Stott, 25 points. Second place 381 Mantas Dubauskas of Lithuania with 20 points, tied with David Kazel of the United States. Fourth place Chris Allington with 12. 47 laps to go. And Allington, a marked man. As 400 Justin Stott comes to the front again, 46 laps to go. .45 laps to go. 5 laps outside the halfway point. And Stott off the front again. Cattell chasing. 3 laps, 750 meters to go for points. .42 laps to go, 500 meters to go for points. And things are heating up. Bell and 1 to go. 3 riders off the front. .376. Okay, so there has been a relegation to rider number 400, Justin Stott, for entering the lane when it was already occupied. A relegation to Justin Stott in that last sprint, rider 400, for entering the lane when it was already occupied. So in sprint 4 of 8, 376 Allington picked up 5, 379 Cattell picked up 3, 380 Cox picked up 2, and 405 Rupp picked up his 3rd point. So with 4 of 8 sprints completed, your leader with 25 points is rider 400, Justin Stott of New Zealand. Then we have a tie for 2nd and 3rd between Dubauskas of Lithuania and Kazel of the United States. Dubauskas off the back. And sitting in 4th place, Allington with 17, and in 5th place, 379 Cattell with 12. 35 laps to go. Riders off the back cannot do work for riders off the front. There goes our lead group of 3, Kazel trying to bridge. Lead group on the backstretch, Allington, Cattell, and Stott. 33 laps to go. Here are your 3 leaders off the front of the field. And there's Kazel trying to chase, trying to bridge away from the field. Here comes the field. 32 laps to go, 8 kilometers remaining in the race, but 500 meters to go for points. And at this point, it's becoming a war of attrition. Field comes through, and our leaders come through to get the bell for their sprint. 398 ineligible, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be Cattell, Allington, and Stott. And Dubauskas has lost his lap, and the 3 have gained theirs. So in that last sprint, it was Cattell, Allington, Stott, and Kazel picking up 5, 3, 2, and 1. So with 5 of 8 sprints completed, Stott leads with 47, Allington in 2nd place with 40, Cattell in 3rd place with 37. 4th place, Kazel with 21. Kazel half lap up on the field, a half lap away from the field, looking for that extra 20 points. It would move him onto the podium. 27 laps to go. "26 laps to go. Kazel can see the field now, and we've got an attack coming out of the field with 26 to go. 380. That's Scott Cox, the best of the rest without a lap. "25 laps to go. 24 for Kazel off the front. Six kilometers for the field. 23 laps to go. Okay, field sitting up. Kazel with a chance to catch, get his lap. Quarter lap to go. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, the louder you are, the faster he goes. There goes the sprint. So it's going to be Allington in that one. "19 laps to go. In that last sprint, 388, Mackay got 5 points, 376, Allington got 3, 400, Stott got 2, and 379, Cattell got 1. Your leader with 49 points so far, Justin Stott, rider 400. Chris Allington, second place, 43. Dave Kazel sits in third place right now with 41. Fourth place is 379, Jeremy Cattell with 38. So very tight grouping for our top 4. Got 2 sprints remaining. Double points on the final sprint. Kazel awarded points for that lap. Now we got 3 off the front. Allington, Cattell, and Stott. Wilson Bloss trying to chase, trying to bridge. So our 3 leaders about half a lap up on the field. Allington, Cattell, and Stott. Cattell and Stott with 40 lap points. 13 laps to go. The Cattell off the front with 3K to go and 500 meters until the next set of points. Cattell's got the field in his gun sights. Cattell gets the bell. Cattell staying off to pick up the points. Cattell, Allington, Stott, 5-3-2. And 396, I believe, picked up the one. That would be Noah Slack. That was in the penultimate sprint. And Allington, Cattell, and Stott have been given the lap. So Justin Stott now leading by 71 points. Chris Allington right behind him with 66. Cattell now on the third step of the podium with 63. Kazel with 41, 7 laps to go. We have men's 50 to 54 points racers, please proceed to bike check. 6 laps, a little less than a mile to go. We've got 3 riders that have taken 2 laps, 1 rider that's taken 3 laps in this 80-lap race. Four laps to go, 1 killer meter, calm before the storm. And there comes the attack. 380 Scott Cox, currently sitting in 6th place. That'll take points away. Cattell didn't like that at all. He's gone on out solo. Allington and Stott responding. 2 laps to go. Allington gives it a kick. Coming into the bell lap. Allington and Stott. New Zealand racing for the 2 top steps. Allington and Stott going to race all the way down to the line. Stott gets across first at 36 miles an hour. And that seals it. Stott was leading by 5 points coming in. He got another 10. Allington 6. That won't make up the difference. Justin Stott of New Zealand, 81 points, coming by taking 3 laps. Chris Allington, 72 points, and Jeremy Cattell of the United States takes 3rd place in the bronze medal in the men's 45 to 49 points race.
Justin.
taking riders off the back straight. Go to the south turn, come down the ramp. Okay, and in the men's 50 to 54, all of these racers qualified this morning. They were among the top 10 in their heats. Baumgart, Beal, Che, Chiaffi, Dahlin, Dotson, Echewal, Haas, Hickson, Higgins, Keller, Kirkbride, Michaels, Miller, Morrison, Noguera, Mora, Pico, Richter, and Robles. Oh, and Zambrano.
I'm the lone Canadian.
This will be our final race of the evening. Then we will go to an award ceremony after this. This will be a 15-kilometer, 60-lap points race, 6 sprints, 5, 3, 2, and 1 points awarded to the first 4 riders across the line in the first 5 sprints. In the 6th and final sprint, it will be 10, 6, 4, and 2. And they're rolling out for their neutral lap. Twenty racers. And they're racing. Baumgart brings them across the line. .58 laps to go. 3:39 brings them across at 30 miles an hour. Kirkbride in the blue. Richter brings them across 29.5 miles an hour. Beal at 29. .55 laps to go. Ted Michaels keeping himself at the front. And it looks like we've got an attack. I believe that's Beale of New Zealand. And it is 3:18. Andrew Beale of New Zealand getting off the front of the field. And they are chasing. 52 laps to go, 500 meters to go for points. Beale's at 33 miles an hour. He's holding them off. Fell in one to go. Beale at 33. And Richter gets in maybe second behind Beale. Jess keeps rolling. They've snapped the field in half. Richter and another rider off the front. .337. That's Richard Keller of Canada. So in the first sprint, it was 3:18 Beale picking up 5, 3:52 Ricker picking up 3, 3:37 Keller picking up 2, 3:29 Dotson picking up 1. Everyone else is tied for 5th. 47 laps to go. Baumgart takes a flyer, 46 laps to go. Beale, Zambrana chasing. .32-mile-an-hour breakaway. Baumgart. And another rider, Zambrana. .354 looking to bridge. That's Tommy Robles. 43 laps to go. Zambrana and Baumgart working well together, getting off the front of the field. They've got about a quarter lap on the field, 42 laps to go. 8 points up the road, only 3 to come from the field in the sprint that'll start next time around. Fell in 1 to go. Will be the second of 6 sprints. .322 Louis Che at the front. Zambrana, Baumgart. Richter may or may not have gotten in for points that time. We'll find out momentarily. And the answer is not. So 360 Zambrana picked up 5, 317 Baumgart picked up 3, 349 Pico picked up 2, and it was Michael Miller picking up the spare. So your leader, there's a 2-way tie for first place now with 2 sprints completed. .318 and 360. Beale and Zambrana tied with 5 points apiece. Baumgart and Richter tied for 3rd with 3 points apiece. Keller and Pico tied for 5th with 2 points apiece. Dotson and Miller tied for 7th with 1 point apiece. Baumgart and Zambrana, 9K to go and a metric mile until the next sprint. That'll be the sprint at 30 laps to go, the halfway point of the race. Zambrana and Richter, sorry, not Richter, Zambrana and Baumgart. They can almost touch it. And Zambrana leaps from 2nd to 1st place by a wide margin. Zambrana with 25 points, Baumgart with 23. Beal on the outside looking in with 5. 33 laps remaining in the race. .32 laps to go, 8K remaining in the race, 500 meters to go until the sprint at the halfway point. It's a hard charge coming from the field. Keller picked up the 5. But kudos have to go to John Hickson for that fast run up. 3:34 picking up 3 points. Brian Haas picked up 2. And Michael Morrison got in there for a point, rider number 346. So the top 3 have changed. Zambrana now leads with 25, Baumgart 23, Keller with 7. Beal now drops to 4th with 5. Hickson and Richter tied for 5th place with 3 points apiece. 28 laps remaining in the race. Coming up on 27. Got 2 riders off the front. Ted Michaels and Michael Miller. Got a quarter lap on the field with 26 laps to go. Half lap on the field. Michaels and Miller. Field now getting animated. 6 kilometers remaining in the race. 1K to go until the next set of points. Still a half lap for Michaels and Miller. They're going to come around and see 22 to go. Sprint for our lead 2 riders. Just a lap to go for points for the field. 2 and 1 to come from the field. Hickson flying. 37 miles an hour from Hickson. So in that last sprint, it was Miller, Michaels, Hickson, Morrison picking up 5, 3, 2, and 1. Your top two unchanged, Zambrana with 25, Baumgart with 23, Keller with 7. Miller has now moved up to 4th place. Field drops to 5th with 5 points, now tied with Hickson of Australia. Michaels and Richter currently 7th with 3 points apiece. So we now have a group of 4 off the front, including Zambrana, your race leader, as well as leader on points. Baumgart not making the selection this time. "16 laps, 4 kilometers remaining in the race, a metric mile to go until the penultimate set of points." A warning has been issued to rider 335. Robert Higgins for dangerous riding. "14 laps to go, 1 kilometer remaining until the penultimate sprint." All the points up the road. Hickson, Keller, Michaels, Miller, Zambrana. They have a half lap on the field. Robles getting reabsorbed by the field. 3 kilometers remaining in the race, 500 meters to go for points. Bell and 1 to go for our lead group of 5. No points to come from the field. All the points are up the road. Hickson holds off Zambrana. .334 Hickson picked up 5, 360 Zambrana 3, 345 Miller picked up 2, Keller 337 picked up 1. Zambrana and Baumgart still the top 2 with 28 and 23 points respectively. John Hickson of Australia has put himself on the 3rd step so far with 10 points. Keller tied with Miller 8 points apiece. Unless these men complete the lap in the next 8 laps.
Guys, go, go, go!
Zambrana wants the lap. So does Hickson. Six to go.
What are you doing?
Metric mile remaining. 5 laps to go for our 2 leaders. Zambrana and Hickson got the lap, and that has changed the top of the leaderboard. Zambrana now leads with 48, Hickson second place with 30, Miller knocking at the door with 28, Baumgart in fourth place with 23, Keller in fifth with 8. 4 laps to go.
Big finish, girl. Big finish.
Keller needs the lap if he's going to get on the podium. 3 laps to go. "16 points off the front of the field." Ted Michaels and Richard Keller off the front. 2 laps to go.
Come on, Ted.
Morrison and Pico chasing points as well. All the points are up the road. Nothing to come from the field.
Come on, Ted, go. Go.
Keller takes it over Michaels. Pico takes it over Morrison. Richter, the 5th one across the line. And so it's going to be Zambrana winning the points race. John Hickson of Australia, second place silver. Michael Miller of the U.S., third place with 28 points. That is our last race of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going to the award ceremony now. We're going to be giving out the awards for the team pursuits, the match sprints, and the 2 points races. Okay, and so that completes the racing of session 2 of day 5 of the UCI 2022 Masters Track Cycling World Championships from Los Angeles. We'll see you again tomorrow morning in session 1. Racing starts at 9 a.m. with team sprint finals. We'll see you then.